ADEN, the 30th of June 2018, WAM, the Government of Yemen has emphasized that any political solution in Yemen must be based on three main pillars, namely, the Gulf Initiative and its executive mechanism, the outcomes of the national dialogue and UN Security Council resolutions in support of legitimacy, particularly Resolution 2216. In a statement carried today by the Yemen News Agency, Saba, the Yemeni government expressed its grave concern over the continued violation of international resolutions and the continued breach of laws and norms by the Houthi terrorist militias. They also denounced their stubbornness with regards to accepting possible political solutions. Emanating from our national duty to protect the people of Yemen and to maintain the unity and safety of Yemen's territories, the Yemeni forces are ready to liberate Hodeidah and the rest of the Yemeni lands. At the same time, we emphasize our continuing support for the efforts of the UN Secretary-General's Special Envoy for Yemen, which seek to achieve an unconditional withdrawal of the Houthi militia from Hodeidah, and to push forward the negotiation process, the statement added. It said that any efforts designed to achieve a ceasefire will fail if the Houthi militia maintain their stubborn position on refusing to withdraw from the governorate of Hodeidah and from other Yemeni governorates, in particular because, during previous rounds of negotiations, the militia has demonstrated its refusal to commit to any ceasefire agreement. The statement pointed out that the operation to liberate Hodeidah has been launched in accordance with the commitment of the government to protect the people of Yemen from repeated aggression by the Houthi militia on the people and institutions of Yemen and to facilitate the achievement of the political solution, led by the UN and based on the three pillars. It added that the liberation operation seeks to bring an end to the stalemate and the blocking by the Houthi militia of efforts being made by the United Nations, so as to permit them to continue their aggression and to prolong the war. The statement also said that, in its move to liberate Hodeidah, the Yemeni forces seek to avoid any harm to the city and to its people, and to maintain the existing infrastructure of the city and the port intact. It expressed the government's renewed support for the efforts of Martin Griffiths, the UN Special Envoy for Yemen, which seek to achieve a full withdrawal of Houthi militias from the city of Hodeidah and from the ports of Hodeidah and Salif. The full and unconditional withdrawal of the Houthi militia from Hodeidah and from Hodeidah and Salif ports is the basis for the starting of the UN-led political process, taking into consideration the approach of procrastination that has been characteristic of Houthi policies and behavior during the period of crisis in Yemen, with the support of Iran, which is motivated by expansionist ambitions. The Yemeni government statement concluded by expressing grave concern over the serious and irresponsible practices committed by the Houthi militia against Hodeidah and its people, including the widespread use of all types of mines, the use of civilians as human shields, banditry, the deployment of armed militias in residential areas, and the recruitment of children, regardless of their age and innocence. The road to a political solution, it said, must begin with an unconditional withdrawal of the Houthi militia from Hodeidah, which will free the city's civilians from the absurdities and armed threats of the Houthis. Wham! Hassan Bashir.